Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. I was playing Super Smash Brothers on the 3DS. And speaking of Smash Brothers, I have a review for you today, and that is Super Smash Brothers for the 3DS. Now, I haven't really played the entirety of the franchise at home, seeing how I don't own almost any Nintendo systems other than the 3DS. And so I was excited to see that I would get my chance to actually play a Smash Brothers game. To my surprise, I actually enjoyed playing this game. Now, the only times when I ever played Brawl, Melee, or the original was at my friend Theron's house when he had those systems to play on, and we would just play back and forth playing Melee or Smash Run or whatnot. Now, this game is a great game, and I know I'm late to the party with this one, seeing how this is a year-old game from 2014, but I want to take the time to actually acknowledge this game because I, quite frankly, enjoy it and I would highly recommend it. Now, this is my first video game review, and so I'm I'm going to go into multiple different categories and we'll just continue on through there. So the first category we're going to go through is story. Story-wise, there is no story in this game. I don't know whether or not the Wii U version has a storyline, but this one does not have a story. So if you want a story, I don't know. You can't really get a story with this game. Gameplay-wise, well, I had a lot of fun playing on the actual gamepad. But my main problem with it a little bit was that I don't know if it's the DS's problem or whatnot, but whenever I go for a dash, it kind of makes it go slower. I don't know if it's just the character's abilities or whatnot. But gameplay-wise, it's very solid. But if you want to jump, there's multiple different directions on how to do it. You could either pull up on the circle pad, or you press X or Y to jump. And that makes it pretty easy. If you don't want to jump with the circle pad, go with X or Y. But aside from that, it's pretty solid gameplay, and I had a lot of fun smashing my opponents. Now, let's go into modes. Smash mode is just a regular Smash mode. You set up your character, and then you choose which characters you want to fight against. Then you choose a stage, and you go on from there and you smash. And then we get into the challenge modes. Those challenge modes are pretty fun. Although, albeit sometimes they're very, 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 very difficult to conquer. It's how might I say this? Some of them troll. Now, I haven't completed all of the challenges, seeing how there's 105 challenges, and I'm at, 54, 53 done. And you actually do unlock a map if you complete the first page of challenges, which isn't really an easy feat, but if you put some time and dedication to playing it, you'll gain some really good rewards. However, to normal players who have played this franchise for a long time, unlocking these maps, albeit, would be pretty easy for them. Now, the main complaint I hear a lot of people saying that are fans about Super Smash Bros. Is that the character unlocks are very, very easy. And I could see that. But as a player who's never played any of these games, it was extremely difficult. Especially with the latter ones being Bowser Jr., Duck Hunt, which I don't know why they put Duck Hunt in there, but it's a welcome addition. I enjoyed it, and I even played with them sometimes. The character unlocks in this game are as follows. You play 10 matches, you can go and battle a character. If you lose against that character, all you have to do is play one more match, and then you can verse them again until you get them. And then sometimes I ran into this where if you the smash meter will keep going up, so the number of matches you do will keep going up, even though you're still playing against the unlock character. So say you have 10 matches and then you verse the new opponent. Well, that's counted as one. If you fail, you have to go back and do it. So then by the time you get that one, you'll be at 13 matches. And I ran into this a couple times where I would play about 10 matches against this character and then unlock another character afterwards, which is fine, but it is hard for normal gamers who have not played this franchise yet. But for players who are veterans of the franchise, they'll certainly pretty much know how to get all of them. Overall, I think that the character unlocks are some of the most worthwhile parts of this game. Now let's talk the other game modes. We have Smash Run, which is basically you get, I think it's like 6-7 minutes on the clock. You have to go run around on this map. You have to defeat enemies to gain power-ups for your character. And you go around, you can even find chests that have character abilities or outfits or headgear or any type of gear. You can find gold, you can find silver everywhere. You can find materials that you need to replenish your health, because the more times you die, the less power you're going to be able to retain. So it's advisable to kind of watch where you're going. If you know your character's smash moves, or you know your character really well, then you could basically win almost every single Smash Run. And at the end of the 6-7 minutes, you go into what's called the Smash Run mode, where you go through a different... Every time you play it, you'll go through different modes you have to battle. For example, you have the multi-man battle, where you just have to smash a bunch of CPUs. You have to get more than your opponents. And then there's like Final Smash, where you play against everyone that's versing against you, and so on and so forth. And let's talk about the other modes. Now, Home Run Stadium is still there. It's very enjoyable, but I found it a little bit difficult to play because I kind of didn't know how to play Home Run Bat. And then the next mode is All-Star Mode. All-Star Mode is probably one of the most challenging modes I could ever say, for the least. And that's because you go through 7 different modes. 7 different teams from different eras in Nintendo's lineup. And so it's pretty complicated. And it progressively gets harder, especially when you get into the noble and hard modes of this, all-star mode. So, yeah, there's that. And then we get into what I like to call the Angry Birds of Smash Brothers. So instead of the target smash run from previous games, you instead hit a bomb multiple times, kind of like Home Run Bat with the sandbag. Although this time, when you hit it, it'll hit into the targets, and as soon as the counter on it goes to 0, it will blow up. So kind of like Angry Birds. And I admit it's a stupid and silly idea, filled with a lot of stupid stuff that should not be mentioned in it. You get 2 bombs in the round, and the highest score you get is the highest score you get. You can try to beat it, and that's just basically about it. Classic mode is a mode that you choose a character and you go through 7 different enemies, and along the path you could choose 3 different directions, although later on down the road you have to choose between 2 and then 1, which you don't really choose at all. And depending on which way you go, you choose your enemy and what mode you're fighting. And sometimes you'll run into big, giant versions of your enemy. So, for example, if you're playing with Donkey Kong, you'll be versing against, like, say, Mega Yoshi, and he's, like, this tall, and you get, like, a couple teammates to help you take him down, which is a little bit harder. And then we get Training Mode, which is just a generic training mode. You allow yourself to try to get a bunch of different combos. There's actually some challenges where you have to get a 40 combo on Training Mode, which it took me a while to try to figure out how to do it, but once I did, it was worth it, because it did unlock some good stuff I needed. And then we get to Street Smash. Now, this is kind of like it's a Pong type game where you play against many different, like, circular enemies, and all you have to do is, like, hold A and pull down on the joystick and launch them. So it's kind of like pool in a sense, but not many players. There's actually no players for it online. The only way you can actually play that is in practice mode and in tutorial, which is complete and utter bullcrap. And they actually have challenges where you actually have to play the actual game in order to get the challenges done, which I say to that is BS, because no one plays it, and it's not really worth your time to play that one. But overall, this game is to be recommended for a bunch of people, new ones and old ones. And there is a question about having to use Amiibo. Now, you don't necessarily need to use an Amiibo for this game. Although, if you have a 3DS like mine, you'll need, if you want to use an Amiibo, you have to get this weird special adapter thing where you put it right in front of the Nintendo DS, you put your Amiibo on it, and it scans it in via wireless. Although if you have the new 3DS, they have Amiibo capability right in here, which is $200. But hey, if you don't want to use an Amiibo, you don't have to use an Amiibo, because they have customizable characters in this game, where you can customize the attack, defense, and speed of this character. You can change its outfit, you can change its equipment, you can change its moves. Heck, you can even change the button loadout so that you can play it more efficiently. So this game is to be recommended and to be played by all. This is a very solid game, although I would like a story mode with it. But overall, it's a fun game, and it has more than enough gameplay to keep you occupied for a long time. And especially if you want to play it competitively, you can make your own characters, you can make your own Mii. Oh, and by the way, if you have a Mii on your DS or on your Wii, you can play as them as well, which is awesome, which is really cool. And for the Mii customizations, you have three different modes. You got Brawler, Swordsman, and Gunman, I think. And you can choose like different attacks and different speeds and whatever, and etc. But overall, Smash Bros. For the 3DS is a very enjoyable game. Needs to be bought. If you have not bought this, go out, pick it up. It's a great game for your DS library. And I'm giving this a badass seal of approval with a 9.1 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching my video game review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next time we meet, I will be talking about Alien Isolation. And I know that's also a 2-year-old game, but I haven't ever done a review on it, so I'll be joining up with you next time. And until next time, peace out, Cub Scouts.